Welcome to Rise and Shine Daily Business Tech Boost with me, Charly Leetham. If you're a small business owner looking to simplify technology and get real, actionable advice from someone with 35 years of IT experience, you're in the right place. Every episode, I'll dive into tools and systems like email, CRM, marketing and tracking, and break them down into bite-sized tips you can use right away. Your time is valuable, so let's get straight to the point. It's time to work smarter, not harder. Rise and Shine. It's your daily dose of business tech inspiration with me, Charly Leetham. Episode number 503. And it's not quite as inspirational as it normally is. It's actually making sure that we're all safe. I am seeing reports that the MyGov portal in Australia might have been compromised, or some accounts in the MyGov portal might have been compromised. For my overseas viewers, please don't tune out because I'm talking about something specific to Australia. This episode is actually about the things that you can do to protect yourself and to make sure that you are as safe as you possibly can be with these types of services. So without going into it, the MyGov portal is a services portal for Australians, particularly around our taxation and any benefits we might be paid from the government or we might receive from the government. And what some of the reports I've seen is that a MyGov account or several might have been compromised, and whoever's compromised the account has put in a false tax return on behalf of the person whose account it is, and entered in other bank account details, so that money that the government's going, yes, you're owed that money, and it's sent out to that other bank account, but it looks like you've lodged the return, it looks like you've got the money, and it isn't. I can't confirm this at the moment. I don't have anything concrete I can point to. I have seen several reports that indicate it might be true. I have to be very careful here and say maybe it's just a storm in a teacup. Whatever it is, it does raise the concern to me, based on a few things I've been seeing, that we need to be looking after ourselves, and we need to make sure that we ourselves, as the owner of those accounts, are doing all we can to protect ourselves. Why am I concerned? Let me share a few things with you, and then I can get into a few things. Okay. So this is just screenshots from my inbox. Here on the left-hand side is a list of emails I have got to various email addresses saying that there's a notice of an assessment, or there's a notice in my MyGov box, or there's a claim, or there's something that needs to be done in my MyGov inbox. Now, the reason I knew these were false is I don't have an account. My account is not on any of these email addresses. But I can see how I might have been tricked. And it's so easy to do. It doesn't matter how onto things you are. It just takes one slip, one moment where you're slightly distracted, and this is going to get you. So this is why you need to, when you see these things, not jump on them straight away. The first thing I'm going to say to you is just take a breath. When you see it, take a breath, walk away, come back, look at it. Don't action it straight away. So that's the first thing I'm seeing is in my inbox, I'm seeing all of these emails saying you've got an assessment, you've got something to do, there's a notice for you, you've got to go and read this. So, and then what I've done is I've taken a screenshot and I've blurred out things here of the actual content of the email. Now, I can't tell you what a MyGov message looks like. I haven't seen a MyGov message in ages, to be perfectly honest. I don't know what they look like legitimately, and I'm going to have to go and find one in my other inbox to see what they look like. But I can see how this is concerning. First of all, it says MyGov at the top here. I don't even know if it comes from like it comes with the nomenclature MyGov. The first thing that you need to check is when you open these email messages is look at this name, but then look at the email address that it comes from. I can tell you straight away that this is a false email. This has come from a phishing email address. How do I know? Because it's not a .gov.au email address. It's not a legitimate email address. It's come from somewhere else. The government will not email you stuff from a mailing list address. It will come from a .gov.au email address. And if you're in the US, I'm assuming it comes from a .gov address if you have similar services. The second thing we see here is that you have new messages in your inbox. I've blanked out my to address. The to address was a subscription list I use, a list I use when I sign up for newsletters and stuff. So I knew that wasn't right. No, there's no way the government would be sending me emails on that email address. You've got new messages in your inbox, and the thing it says here is click here to view regards mygov team. That's all it says. That's all it says. So that to me is quite suspect. It's quite, well, it's not even quite suspect. It is suspect. It is not something I'm going to action. It says here, that the things that you need to check as the account holder, as the person receiving this email, does the email address look legitimate? Do not, under any circumstances, click on any links here, even if it takes you to a form that you've got to fill in to give them their details. You don't know where that link is going to take you. All you know is that that is a link on an email that has come from a suspect source. You can't click on that link. It might take you somewhere that downloads a Trojan to your computer. It might just simply take you to a form that tries to get you to enter your username and password. Now, the way these scams, these phishing attempts, phishing, phishing, the way these normally play out, this will take you to a form that looks like the Australian government website. It'll have username, password. It'll ask you to enter your username and password, and then it will fail you out or say password incorrect or something. It will fail you out. It won't log you in. But what it has done, it has captured your username and your email and your password that you've entered into that form. It's gone into a database. Whether you go and change your password or not at this point, they've now got something that they can use to try and compromise your account. Now, they're running on the assumption that you won't go and change your password, that you think you've made a mistake and you've gone off and you'll try it again later. Then they'll log into your account and access it. Even if you do go and change your password, you've still given them enough information they can go and try and hack the account and they can still get in. Okay. It's not as easy as it sounds, but it's not as difficult as it sounds, and you're already giving out that information. Now, that information ends up on someone else's, on a database somewhere that people then use and go and try other accounts that you've got that you may already be using that username and password pair for. Those accounts are gone. So if you think if you've clicked on one of these links and you've entered your username and password and it's all failed out and you've gone, oh, I don't know what's wrong here, by all means, go to your account, type in the address on your web browser or on your phone, go to your account and change your password again. Just do it as standard. How would I handle this? There's one more thing I want to show you on this that will give you an indication, and that's this link here, how you might be able to check this link. So I'm just going to go and display my full screen here. There we go. There's the full screen. But if you are on a web browser when you see this, you can actually right click on this or long tap on it and do a copy clean link or a copy link address. And then you can bring up something like a notepad. I'm using sticky notes here. Let me just move that over there. There we go. And paste what you've copied in. And you can see here, just by copying that link, that is not a government email address, a government website. It goes somewhere. The fact that it has all this stuff at the end of it is a concern, But the most important thing is look at just the front of it here before the .com. That's not a government email, a government website. It goes somewhere else. So it is definitely a phishing attempt. It's definitely an attempt to try and get information out of you to compromise your accounts, to compromise your identity. That's how these things happen. It is really easy. I don't want you guys to feel like I'm saying, don't you just you're not, you haven't failed. You're not an idiot. You're not silly if you've been caught by it. This little black duck here has been caught by it. I was even with everything that I know, I got an email in and I looked at it and I went, oh, I've got to action that right away. And I clicked on it and I was kind of like, I was through the process and went, oh no, oh no, I got caught. Had to go and change all my passwords everywhere, just in case. I had, yeah, just in case. Go and change your passwords. So what do you do? If you get an email that looks like that, what do? You don't want to, me, I'd ignore it. I wouldn't bother with it. I can tell that's a spam email. I wouldn't bother with it. But if you're concerned that it's from, and sorry, let me just finish that whole thought. I'm showing you the MyGov stuff. You get them from the banks. You get them from your health insurance company. You get them from your grocery company that you get your regular groceries for. They fish on anything they can to try and get your information out of you. What do you do if that comes in? So let's just talk about MyGov, because that's the one that's scary stuff. What do you do if you are compromised or you think you've been, sorry, what do you do if you get an email like that in? You don't click on the links. You don't action anything within that email. Spam the email to begin with. There's possibly a couple of other things you could do, but right now, just spam that email, get it out of your inbox, forget that you've got that email. If you're concerned that there is actually something to action and it might be a legitimate email, go to the app on your phone, go to the website for the company, look up their phone number on their website and call their phone number. If you've got written documentation from them, give their phone number a call. If you don't want to pick up the phone and call them, and I totally get that you might not want to do that, go to the login screen there and log into their account, their website, with using a website address that you've typed in. Don't go to Google. Don't go to Google and say, give me the website address for this account, for this person. Go to the website address that you know you need to go to, type it into the address bar, www.mygov.gov.au, whatever it is, and go through that login there. Why? Because you know that you've gone to the place that has your information. You're not going via a link that's going to redirect you. Then why don't I say use the search engine results? Because it's possible to fake the search engine results and put a malicious site up there so that you get caught. It doesn't happen often. Google and the search engines are normally right on top of it and they bring them down really quickly, but it does happen occasionally. So don't rely on search. If you're getting phishing emails, don't rely on search engine results. Go straight to the website address yourself, type it in, log in. If you don't want to log in because you're not concerned, find their phone number either on documentation you have or go to their website, find their phone number and ring the phone number. Don't rely on phone numbers that you get in the email addresses either. Those are likely to go to call centers that sound exactly like the call center you would go to if it was the real thing, but they're just phishing information. They're just gathering information from you. All right. Not a really not exciting, uplifting episode today. I do want you to be safe though, which is why I am bringing this to your attention and why I'm giving you steps you can take to protect yourself further. I guess the only other thing I could say is if you aren't certain that the email's legitimate and you really want to get a second opinion, find someone like me. Look, I get emails from my family. I get text messages from my family with screenshots of their emails going, do you think this is legit? And that's fine. That's what I do. And I'm happy to do that. And I'm happy. I would rather you be slightly paranoid about your information than trusting that everything is hunky-dory and you're going to be fine. Alrighty, what do you guys think? Have you got questions, comments, thoughts on it? Leave them wherever you are watching or listening to this video. If it's been useful to you, please leave a comment. Please leave a like on the video. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell so you find out when I drop more content. And I will see you guys all tomorrow. Bye. Hey there, thanks so much for tuning in to Rise and Shine, your daily business tech boost. I hope today's episode gave you some actionable insights that will make your business tech work smarter for you. If you found value, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with other small business owners who could use a daily boost. For more tips, tools, and resources, visit www.askcharlyleetham.com. Until next time, keep rising, keep shining, and let's make tech simple together.